What up, y'all? Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94, back with episode 82 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. Let's see if we can get our guests. All right, what's up, Zach? What's up? It's just Tequila. Hopefully, I'm saying that right.
Yo,
What's up, sir? How you
what's
doing?
going on, dog?
Not much, man. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Likewise,
How's
likewise.
everything going?
Uh-oh. Oh,
Oh,
all right. There we
and how's everything been going?
Everything's been cool. I can't call it. Everything's everything, my brother. How about you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just a little bit off work. Just just glad to be here talking to you for a little minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's always a vibe, man. It's been way too long. We ain't had a conversation in a while.
I know, man. I know. Well, let me just jump right in and ask you, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
The most positive thing is just like to love yourself more, you know? Definitely love yourself more. Because it's like it's a lot of people in the world who, such as myself, that deal with anxiety and depression. And, when you have a lot of friends and you hang around them all the time, like you kind of become dependent and it kind of puts a band-aid over what you actually dealing with. So like during the pandemic and things like that, it was a lot of alone time. So you just really got to buckle down and get to know who you are and just love yourself more. And it's like the world just need all of that all the time. Like people really just need to love themselves more. Because once you love yourself, you pass that love on, and you just spread love, positivity, and good energy. And at the end of the day, that's all the world really needs for real. So yeah, man, just love yourself more, and then just spread it. You know.
I got you. Okay. Okay. So obviously, we know each other. We worked together for a little while there. So a lot of these questions I'm asking, I feel like I already know the answer to maybe some of them.
Right.
But we all like sneakers. But what was your earliest sneaker memory?
Ooh, well, so that's a good question. Cause like I really didn't get. Well, let me say I didn't become sneaker conscious until I was in. I want to say like sixth grade, seventh grade.
Okay.
Cause like that was when I found out that Team Jordans was Jake. like if you had on Team Jordans, you was a Jake boy. It was just like, oh, okay, well then, all right, no Team Jordans, all right, bet. I'm gonna just stick to retros. I'm gonna stick to forces. Cool, cause back in the day, I was a big Nike dude back in the day. But but oh man, my earliest sneaker memory. It would have to be. It would have to be when I was in seventh grade. The LeBron twos came out. Cause like I like retros and things like that, but my pop, she was like, man, I'm not paying $170 for this shoe, so you can just mess them up in a day, this, that, and the third. So it was a LeBron twos, and it was like nobody in my school had them. I had the white and blue joints, white and navy blue ones. Nobody in my school
Okay,
had them.
that's a good.
I wore them babies into the ground. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you know
no,
they're
that was that.
back.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was like that was my earliest sneaker memory when I, had on like a cool, like that was a cool sneaker.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now, since we know each other and we've worked together, I'm gonna do
Right.
a little different. I ain't even send no notes because, you know, like I said, this is a momentous occasion
It's us. It's us.
for us.
We
So
don't need we don't need notes.
I'm gonna jump straight ahead to. I remember meeting you in, I want to say, 2016 on Coventry. Um,
Um, no. That was when we really really got acquainted and actually had a conversation. But we met 2014. Yeah, we met 2014 because I remember I was working at Nordstrom and the kicks that I had on the old switchback vans, the van switchbacks.
okay,
I had on those. And I remember I was on my way to work, working at Nordstrom, and I realized that my bottoms went flat. And I was like, shit, I need some kicks. So I went to Next on Coventry, and you was working that day. I got there right when y'all opened. And y'all had the Air Max 90 boots.
ooh, that's
The
fair
the
bit of that.
olive, the maroon, and they had the ice blue bottom.
Oh, I remember those shoes.
Yep. I remember I walked in and you was like, hey man, what you need? I'm like, bro, I need some kicks to go with my outfit. And you looked at me, you was like, all right, hold on one second. And I went and grabbed them. He was like, man, we just got these in. You would be the first one in the city with them. I was like, all right, bet. I
Uh,
bought them bitches, wore them to work. And everybody was like, bro, how you get them already? They just came out. I'm like, I was like, bro, I was like, what's his name? What's his name? Chris, Next on Coventry. It was like, oh shit, all right. And then and then we met again 2016. That was when the store was street side instead of in the basement.
okay, okay,
But yeah, yep.
yeah, good times. I'll always say, because naturally I'm not going to say their name, but I always
Yeah.
felt the company would have did better off had we never moved.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand why they did it, but it would have been better if we would have been down there. That was more of a Coventry place.
Well, yeah, it was a vibe. It was the vibe. You
Mm,
walked down there, had the brick walls. It was the couch. It was a vibe. It was definitely a vibe for sure.
yeah.
It was good times. Good times going in there, shopping next Coventry.
Yeah, I miss the experience and the atmosphere that Coventry used to provide in the early to mid tens. I
Mm-hmm.
miss that, and just the freedom, because we could really do whatever down there.
Yeah, no, facts, facts. Like Coventry was a vibe. If it was slow, you just kick it on the little bench in front of the store and just talk to people. And then next thing you know, 5 minute conversation turn into $200-300 sale.
Yeah,
Like that, I still run into people to this day. Like, man, what happened to the store? I'm like, hey, man,
yeah.
like life happened.
I just remember Coventry. Like I wanted to work there when I first started working at the company because they opened later and closed earlier. I was at Old Northfield, so it was
hmm
11 to 9. Like, wasn't really
Yeah,
trying
I
to be,
remember.
2012, 2013, 9 o'clock. That was like a little hot area for crime and all kinds of stuff. I wasn't trying to be there, so
hmm
you know, because even though that's the suburbs, it's not what it was when back in the day. So
Oh yeah, no. Ever since Randall Park Mall had like shut down, it was just
mm,
like area became crazy.
yeah, But end up going to Tower City, really blowing that up. And I never wanted to come to Coventry because
Yeah.
everything set up down there. We were winning down there. I was like, man, so.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't be the manager I became after if it wasn't for Coventry. So that really taught me a lot down there. But for you, I know that I feel like when you first started working at Coventry, you still was messing with like the Tomb Dares, man. How did the Adidas thing happen, man? It's like you just completely just Nike, nah, How did that happen?
Man, it was them fucking Vapor Max, man. It was them fucking Vapor Max. Cause bro, like I had like like I used to have Hirachis, ACG trainers. I had the Olympic Prestos. I had what was it? A couple of the Stone Island Nike collabs. Like yeah, but it was just like the Prestos was just like okay, I'm not buying no new Nikes no more. I mean, not the Prestos, the Vapor Max. Them was the ones where just like, all right, this is it for me because I wanted them so bad, and I never forget when they came out with the all navy blue ones. I went and bought them, went and got them, and it was like that same day because I needed new gym shoes, and they like, oh, I'm like, man, they said this supposed to be the best trainer they ever made. I'm like, let me try them. Let me try them. So went to finish line, bought them. Then I went to the old LA Fitness that was in Legacy Village. I went there. I was there for maybe 20, 30 minutes. Two bubbles popped on the inside of each shoe. Two bubbles popped. So I'm like, okay. I leave the gym. I go straight up the street. Walked in there like, hey man, like what's up? I was like, bro, like I was just in the gym and like these bubbles popped. They was like, what you mean? Like these bitches popped. I was like, what was you doing? I'm like, running. Running on the track at LA Fitness. Like, so I pulled them out, boop boop. So then they gave me another pair. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, I just want a new pair because it's fucked up. Like, I could have failed, fucked myself up. It'd have been all bad. Like, so then go back to the gym, finish my workout, and like I'm on the Stairmaster, and it's like they just started rubbing. Just rubbing on my heel and rub my shit raw through my socks. And I was like, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm taking these back. Get my money back. So then after that, I was like, all right, I'm not buying no more new Nikes. No more new Nikes whatsoever. And then after all that shit happened, with Colin Kaepernick, how Nike was just so quick to drop him and all of that other shit, and they kept Michael Vick sponsored until the NFL was like, yeah, he ain't playing no more. Kiko, stop. Go. Go. Stop it. Oh my goodness. My bad, my dog. But yeah, so then after all of that, I was like, all right, man, I can't mess with Nike no more. I'm like, I'm cool on it. I'm like, they already put a bad taste in my mouth with the Vapor Max charging $190 for this shitty ass shoe, excuse my language, that should have been coming fresh off the shelf. The Vapor Max should have been a $90 shoe. Shouldn't have been nothing.
Wow.
Like in my opinion, after that experience, and that was a shoe I really, really wanted. Cause I remember, when the white ones came out, the first one, fire. I was so salty I couldn't get them, and I wanted that shoe so bad. And it was just like, damn, man, like Nike really let me down with this one. Like, okay, whatever. So yeah, after that, I just started, trying to find collabs and stuff like that. You know, we would go to Avalon vividly. I'm not vividly, but like
But
daily. I remember everything. I remember every shoe I got from Avalon vividly. Sorry, my train of thought is like going crazy and getting my words mixed up. But every shoe I got from Avalon, I remember vividly. I got the Air Max 10 Sunburns from there.
I remember
Australia release only. I was like, oh yes, let me get these. Like I was like, you know, I was still a Nike dude for a little bit. Then all of that stuff happened with Cap, and I was just like, all right, I couldn't support, you know, a company that did that when this man was just, you know, standing up for what was right, you know, standing up against, you know, police brutality against black people, and they just chopped him down at the knees. And it was just like, bro, what? Like, all right, that's cool, whatever, you know. But it was, you know, it is what it is. Now, you know, they made Cap, you know, he was the face of Nike for like what, 2 years. You know, they gave him his own shoe, stuff like that. That's cool and all, but at the same time, you know, and Chris, I know you work for Nike now. You know, congrats, because I know that's something that you always wanted to do, boss. But it's just like, you know, now I just feel like all of the new shoes that Nike are releasing, they're literally just overcharging a customer base because they know people who are diehard Nike supporters is gonna, like, they're gonna buy it regardless. Like, why are Nike Tech suits $250 now for the top and bottom? Tops are $140, the bottoms is $110.
yeah.
It's like, why? When
Never
Nike
been
Tech first came out, it was 80 and 80.
Yeah, never been able to get man, it just never fit me right.
Yeah, and you know what? And what was crazy though, back when Nike Tech first came out, you used to be able to wear one of them sweatsuits in the winter, no coat,
Yeah.
no coat, no nothing. Now it's just so thin. It's like, bruh, what am I really paying for?
The Nike
It's not thermofit. It's not moisture wicking. Like it's like, okay, like you know, what I'm paying, what am I paying 200 for? Like what?
yeah.
So, but yeah, so it sorry, this became kind of a rant, and I do apologize. But long story short, it's a number of things why I just jumped off the Nike train completely. I was like, all right, I can't rock with y'all no more, bro. Like I'm sorry.
Okay. Now I do remember being, you know, we were around each other heavy during that transition. We were at Coventry. You know, you was rocking with Adidas, tough. So I have to ask you. I know you got a lot. You know, what's the best Adidas collab that you have? You know, I'm not counting no Yeezys, but you know, what's the best you probably feel like you got? I know you got a lot, having a lot.
The best that I have,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, I know I'm probably gonna catch a lot of fire for this, just out of, you know,
Mm-mm.
fashion people in general. But I feel like personally the best Adidas collab that I have in my collection as of right now would have to be my Alexander Wang B-Ball highs.
I remember. I remember you being pumped about those. I figured those might be the ones.
Just out of the simple fact, the comfort, just the quality of the leather and suede, it was just a fantastic shoe, like just straight across the board. I didn't mind. I think the shoe was what, 260, 230?
It was a lot.
I I I didn't mind. I didn't mind paying that ticket. You know, granted, I see Zach in the comments talking about Y3s. Um, I have I have never found a pair of Y3s that I put on my feet and they didn't look as good on my feet as they did on display.
Really, the
So
cat.
I don't own a pair of Y3s.
Wow. Well, I only have one pair left. I have a pair of they're just called the Neo Classic. They look like Chucks on steroids.
Mm,
They're old. They're from like 2010 or 11. But
yeah.
the Casa or Casa High, I always wanted some of those, but I never
See,
was able.
I wanted those too, but I see those. those I never got to try on because they were never in my size. They always sold out so quick because I was like, that was a really, really sought after Y3 shoe. Like, it was dope. It's fire.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, if I have to look at Adidas collabs, and I'm gonna steer away from basketball, no McGrady's or no Kobe's or anything.
Yeah.
For me, it's either gonna be between the Rafts, the Rising Star 2. I love those, but probably the Jeremy Scott wings, the 3.0, where the wing is over the whole shoe.
Yeah, see, that's definitely a good one for sure. 100%. Like, I mean, like, my favorite Jeremy Scott was probably the 2.0s, the ones where the wings was on the back, the Icarus joints.
Yeah.
And they had the silver ones that was all 3M.
Yeah.
Yep.
We actually had those at the company for a little while. It just wasn't those sizes.
I know. When I went, me and one of my friends was just talking about this shit the other day. I didn't know that Next had them, and when I found out, I went to go buy them because the 2.0s they ran just a little big.
Mm-hmm.
So like I wear a 9, so I'm like, all right, bet. I went up there. I went to Beechwood to get an 8.5, and somebody was like, oh man, like we just sold it. One of my dudes posted a picture with him on his feet, like, yeah, got the last pair. And I'm like, this right here, man. And it's just like, yeah. Yep, like he got him. He beat me to the punch. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love my raps. I love my raps hands down. Like, I was going crazy over them when I had got them. Remember, I was comparing the Alexander Wang runners and the raps. Like, Chris, which one should I get? Like,
I remember you had one on each foot. You had one on each
one on each foot. Like,
Yeah.
dang, I don't know which one. Like, but just out of the simple fact, like, I do love my raps. I can wear my raps with literally anything 100%. But it's just like, it's just something about that B-ball high. It's just like the comfort level of that shoe is actually really slept on for real. Like, that was a very, very comfortable shoe. Like a solid shoe, but it's just like the material is just the leather. The leather is so soft. It's like the leather on the power phases, the easy power phases, just like butter, and it creases so easily.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, I think, dude, I don't think I've worn those since Coventry.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know Adidas, at least, when I've been around you, it's been kind of like your go-to, but are there any other brands that, you really, mess with, or is it just Adidas?
Lately, like, I haven't bought any yet, just out of the simple fact my size keeps selling out and is irritating. But the New Balances, the 2002s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like those are fuego. Like, like those. What else have I bought? Oh, I originally before I really just went like solely Adidas, I was really just gonna start rocking with Reeboks.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's like, because I had the all white Reebok classics. I used to wear those all the time.
I do remember.
Loved them. But it was just one of those, like, Reeboks is not a shoe that I could wear all day. But that was my original go-to. Like, if it was just like, all right, I'm gonna wear just Adidas and Reeboks, like, bet. But no, like, as of right now, New Balances for sure. Probably the only other shoe right now that I would buy, like, outside of Adidas or Vans, but that's a given. I feel like everybody wear Vans at some point.
Okay.
Like,
I have to ask you a question, and this question may be a little difficult, but outside of the company, right? where in Cleveland would you go to get fresh right now?
Well, like outside of the company, I thrift.
Okay. Okay.
So and as of recently, you can catch me at Misfit Exchange on Larchmere.
Oh,
Adam and Mario spot.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah. When
yep.
I'm coming back to Cleveland at some point next month, so I definitely plan on checking that out. I know it's on Larchmere.
Oh yeah, no, bro. Like they be having some bangers in there for sure. I didn't came up on some stuff in there. I came up on the old cactus plant flea market collab with exhibition out of there. Yeah, the olive green joint. Yep. Yeah, they got some pieces in there, but yeah, like outside of the company, like I really just thrift because it's just like everything is fast fashion now, and it's just like like everything is an imitation of something. So, and really the only stuff I buy from the company is like pieces, like stuff that I can hold on to for a couple years, and if I don't want it no more, I can sell it, and get something for it, to somebody that's actually gonna wear it, you know.
I got you.
But yeah, no, that's where I go. I thrift, like, sure, like thrifting is a new thing for me, like, up just if it's not something that you plan on keeping for like the long haul, just yeah, just buy it. Just buy used clothes. Like go home and like a lot of people, I don't want to wear nothing that nobody, somebody else wore. Da, da, da. That's what we got wash machines for.
Yeah. I
You
feel it.
know, if you that bothered by it, go home, wash it, put it on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I do have to ask, just because I don't know, are you still with said company?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to ask you anything too specific. Um, but what what would you say? I can't ask you that way. Not with us being online. Um, with you being on with you being with the company. Um, I know what your role at least was the last time we talked. How are you enjoying that?
Oh, it's smooth. It's smooth. Like I enjoy it. Like yeah, it's a breath it's a breath of fresh air when like all the hard work that you put in and things like that like finally gets noticed, and it's not just by like the one person is other people to where it's like, hey, yo, like he's doing this and this, like we need him here,
Good.
because that's what happened. It wasn't no typical promotion how it would normally go. This was something like other people saw and were just like, yo, like why is he here? We need him here. Like he would thrive here. And it's just like, all right, bet, and it's been good. It's been smooth. I don't deal with the typical BS that we used to deal with when we was on Coventry. I don't. Nope. It's cool. They let me do my job, and the only time they say something to me is if I make a mistake, which is very few and far between.
That's good, man.
So
I'm glad to hear.
yeah.
Now, with your position, I have to ask because I haven't worked for the company since 2017. I don't really know a lot of what's what as far as at least the apparel side of it. But what what are the hot brands now? Your
the hot brands, the
area.
hot brands now. I mean, you know, right now, just from what I'm seeing, it's just like, I don't know. It's really just a lot of repetition going on. So it's really hard to find out what's hot and what people are just buying because of what they're comfortable with. Um, but it's just like I'm pleasantly surprised at this. But purple denim is still going strong. I'm so surprised at that because, bro, I hate them
Well, the
jeans.
reason it's just because, all right, I was with the company from 12 to 17, and there were so many
Right.
different changes in
Yeah.
fashion those 5 years. So that's why I'm like, well, what's hot now? And, with Zach being back at at the mall store, I'm like, man, what are people buying? The few times we've
Man,
talked, and purple jeans were one of them. I'm kind of surprised to see that BBC is still popular because it's just been around for so long.
man, the thing is, BBC and ice cream it's become one of those like nostalgic brands for real. Cause the only people that's really buying BBC right now is like, the people that are in like in between our age ranges that kind of like grew up with the rise of it, and then it's just like kids that's like, oh man, this billionaire boys club. I see all the whatever. Like, you see a couple street dudes still wearing it every now and again, blah blah blah. And then, it's just like it's just something cool and it's cheap. It's not overly priced. You buy a $50 t-shirt, it's a little cool t-shirt with an astronaut on it. All right, yeah, whatever. They gonna buy it. It's cool. But I mean, it's a couple like rising brands that a lot of people aren't even really hip to. Like Mason Kisune, got the fox on it. That's actually a really, really dope brand. The quality of it is really nice, but it's not too many people in the city hip to it because, it's just one of those like they haven't seen like ASAP or Gunna or somebody like that where so they're like, man, I don't know what that is. I'm not about to put that on, bro. Like, I'm cool. And just like, no, it's some pieces. Like, it's some cool pieces. That's why remember when we started carrying Maharishi?
Yeah, I used to like that shit.
Exactly, bro. Like we started carrying that again, and wasn't nobody rocking with that because nobody knew anything about it, and nobody in the stores cared to learn about it to, you know, teach people. Like, Maharishi, like the quality is dope. Like, it's made out of hemp. Like, bruh, that's hard, and it's a lot of the stitching is handmade. Like, so it's just it's a lot of brands at Next right now that could be great, but like we carry Perk and Mini for a little bit. Nobody knew nothing about Perk and Mini, so nobody really bought it. So it's just like, yeah, man. So it's hard to say what's hot what's hot right now, what's a hot brand right now, because it's just it's a lot of comfortability going on with the shopping. You know, people fashion. It's not like 2016. When the fashion world was in a fucking fireball. Everybody was like, "Oh man, what's this? This new? I need to wear this. What's that? Oh, don't nobody got this." Now it's like everybody back in that hive mindset to where everybody wearing the same stuff, and it's just like, okay, like I'm tired of going out, and it's not even just with regular streetwear; it's with designer shit too. It's like, all right, how many times I'm gonna go to the club and see 5 niggas in the same Gucci t-shirt? Like, come on now. But yeah, that's it's hard to say. It's a toss up. It all depends on who you ask. What's the hottest brand right now? So
Okay.
yeah.
Now, because I work, for Nike/Converse, Is there any love for Converse in your arsenal at all, or is it just kind of like nah?
I never, I never really got heavily like into Chuck Taylors. Um, I think the last time I put a pair of Chucks on my feet, I think was probably '09 when they had the double layer joints. So everybody had two different types of laces, but like that was the last time I put a pair of Chucks on my feet. Cause like me, like they just for me they don't have enough arch support for me. So it's like they hurt my feet a little bit. Like don't get me, don't get me wrong. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like the Fear of God Converse collab, I wanted them. Like I wanted the hot tops, bad. That Montclair collab, I wanted those, but it was just like I don't, I just didn't want to shoot it. I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to wear, for more than an hour.
I get you.
But yeah, no, like I do, even though it's a subsidiary of Nike, they still got their own design team. But I give Converse's props for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That Kim Jones collab was fire too, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have quite a few of those clothes at my at my disposal. But the last collab I really went all in on was probably the Rick Owens, the Dark Shadow and the Turbo Dark.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Them was hard.
Yeah, so I got
Them was hard with that square toe.
yeah. They later came out with it with a rounded toe, but I still like the square toe better.
Yeah, no, the square toe. I mean, the rounded toe, yeah, whatever, like that. That pleases the other people, but real people actually know, like that square toe. That's iconic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what it is. Like that
Yeah,
was, that was the original design for that shoe, not a round toe. Like they did that just to appease everybody else. No,
yeah.
hell no.
Now with the company, and I only because we're talking about collabs and we're talking about Rick Owens, Steve Silver. He was always my favorite to deal with at the
Oh,
company.
that's my guy.
He great, and I just remember he had these. He was the only person I ever saw wear them. He had these the Adidas Mastodon, the pro leather model
Yeah,
with the. I was like, oh, God, he wearing $1,000. He was wearing them like it wasn't nothing. He's like, "What's up, Chris?" You know what I mean?
bro, hard. They was hard.
Yeah, I always remember him wearing those and just being shocked because I would see the other two guys wear stuff too, but I never seen them wear nothing like he would wear. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
'cause I'd only seen him on the internet until I seen him on his feet. Like, having joints is $1,000, you know. So I'm still looking for a pair of those. Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
you and me both.
he's definitely my favorite person to deal with when I was with the company. So
Yeah, man. And what's crazy is like the Mastodons, like that was the shoe that got me into like chunky sneakers. It was
yeah,
like, bro, like them hard. Like I wouldn't mind having those. I mean, granted, it probably would have made me like 4 inches taller,
yeah,
but that was okay.
yeah. Cause like with Rick Owens, a lot of that, like a pair of Geo baskets, a pair of Ramones. I mean, I don't have to tell you how much them shoes cost. Like,
No.
that's why it's like, all right, I have to get this Chuck 70 with the square toe. And then when they came out with the turbo weapons, I was like, this is my Geo basket.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, hey, I know the people that got the Geo baskets now is happy because they sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, they were already expensive at retail to begin with, but I mean, what I even
Yeah.
see people try to sell them for, especially the colored ones that aren't just the black and white ones, I'm like, sheesh, guess I'll never have a pair of them.
Yeah, no, because I mean, it's one thing. It was one thing that was already, expensive to begin with, but it's another thing that they got discontinued by force from Nike.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, nah, this is too much like a Jordan 1 and a dunk. Like,
Right? It was like, yeah, no, like y'all either we gonna take you to court or like, what's up? What you want to do?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like,
You know, the one thing I do want to say though is I've never understood why Nike will go after John Geiger. They'll go after the mischief people, um, Cool Kai. All these people, but Bape gets a pass. Like that is an Air Force One. Like I've never understood that. That's why I've always wondered if Bape and Nike were secretly in cahoots or something.
well,
Because I never understood.
well, the thing is, what I like, if I remember correctly, technically for like copyright purposes, I think the only way to like avoid getting in trouble or things like that, you have to. I think what is it? You got to change like 20% of the original design.
Okay. Okay.
So granted, the Air Force One is not much to it. So 20%, you take that check off and you put a star on it. And
Yeah.
on top of that, Bape is a Japanese brand. So I mean, granted, I don't. I think that may also have a factor with like U.S. copyright laws. Oh yeah, somebody just said it. Bape is not in America.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like I think that may also have something to do with it. But I mean, granted, the whole 20% thing, like Chinatown Market or this market now, you know, they, they had what was it, the Christian Dior T-shirt where it was like born again, and then Christian Dior at the bottom. Like they changed 20% of the design, so it's like, nobody really come after them for it because, you know, they not selling the exact copy of, this product. So I mean, that would definitely explain a lot, especially like prime example now, Vans with the whole wavy baby shoe, like that's clearly an old school, like clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like yeah, you about to pay for that now. There you go.
And
But
what that Vans even offered to try to partner with them, on some, and they were like, "Nah, we don't want to do that."
yeah, right,
You know.
exactly. So that was it's just one of those things. It's really just like semantics for, because Vans know they could have let that slide. Like,
Yeah.
if they really wanted to, they could have let it slide, but they didn't.
Like even the box looks like a Vans box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
legit. They took the Vans box and just put wavy baby all over it. They
Mm-hmm.
did the exact same colors, everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but but it's like it's it's just like them revenge shoes, Ian Connor shoes.
Mm-hmm.
He took an old school Van and put a lightning bolt instead of the regular stripe. It was like, nobody batted an eyelash about that.
Yeah. The
But
the owner of the company got me hip to Ian Connor. I didn't know anything about him. He got me hip to him.
yeah.
I'm like, who? He's like, you don't know who he is? I'm like, nah. And then he
Well,
kind of
what's crazy? I already knew who Ian Connor was, but he got me hip to Luka Subat.
okay. Before
Yeah,
the
I didn't like I had heard the name before, but I didn't know like at the time he was one of the top male models of the time. Like I had no idea. I just thought he was just some kid that got dragged online for drawing all over a Supreme box logo with a Sharpie.
yeah, so
Yeah,
this
it was
was
just
long
like,
before on Grownish.
man.
I remember that shit with the box logo tee. Oh man.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna ask you any more questions about the company. I'm saying shout out to them. They know who they are. I'm gonna give them a shout out.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. It's all love. It's all love and respect at the end of the day.
yeah, they definitely made me a better manager. I'll give. They made me a better manager than I was before. But I have to ask you, what is your current rotation looking like with the shoes? Like, what are your go to like top five? You know, or
My
can you?
go-to top five. So, man, I work like every day. So in my rotation, um, is my super moon. Hold on, I don't know what happened. But it's my Yeezy 500 super moon yellows.
Okay.
My 350 statics. My Bone Yeezy slides, and then you can catch me in my foam runners, the moon ones, or I don't know, outside you can either catch me in my A Life Nisa highs,
Still Adidas.
or yeah, no, it's all Adidas. It's all Adidas.
These guys are Adidas Chuck.
And then what's the last one? Oh, trying to think. Oh, my 4Ds. My 4Ds.
I knew you had some 4Ds. I knew you had some
Those
4Ds.
those are my gym shoes. They're my gym shoes.
Oh man, $400 gym shoe. Look at this guy. Oh man.
No, not the Future Crafts. Not the Future Crafts.
Okay.
Just the regular 4Ds. I think them was like 270. I wasn't paying 400 for no 4Ds. I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it. My wife actually has a couple of 4Ds. She has the social status ones and some regular ones, but you know, they're nice shoes. I can't believe I don't have a pair yet. I do have a pair. I mean, my Adidas collection is pretty cool. You know, I don't have all of that cool stuff you have. All those
I mean,
labs.
man, but you know what though? You the Nike down, like Nike, like you got it. You got the shoes, like you got kicks that people probably dream about getting, you know.
Well,
And you had them when they first came out.
I'm yeah, that's true to an extent. Adidas consortium product is harder to get than limited Nike product.
That's fair. That's fair.
I do,
I will give you that. That is fair.
because even regular old ass shoes that have a consortium tag on them, like my favorite Adidas runner of all time, aside from the Micro Pacer and the ZX8000, is probably the Boston Super 1984. They put a consortium tag on it when consortium was new, like 2013, 14, for the anime. And I have a pair now, but whenever I see them, they be like $300. And it's just a regular ass Adidas running shoe, like the LA
Right.
like that too. Where I'm like,
Right.
yeah.
All right. So I got something on the show real quick. Since we on the topic of Adidas runners. 2 seconds while I search through the vault here. There we go. Okay. So 2 seconds. All right. So this is right here. Pair of the Ultra Tech joints. And this, like, if we got any anime fans or anything that's tuning in, everybody will appreciate these. But this is probably one of my favorite Adidas runners, but they don't really make them, you know. All right. Yeah, the Vegeta joints.
Woo.
Yeah. Yep, I
Anytime
absolutely
it's got
had
that
to get
braided
these.
bottom,
Huh?
anytime it's got that braided bottom, how it has it, I'm a fan.
Yeah. Yep.
No, that
Cause
miss.
like what initially made me like that braided bottom was the New Yorks, the Adidas New Yorks.
I got some Adidas New Yorks. I got a Lakers.
Man, I had the Daniel Arsham New Yorks, the ones that had the past and present under the black light.
Woo.
And this little fucking jerk ate them when she was about 3 months old.
Man,
like not chew. No, like she ate the left shoe, the whole left shoe. She ate it all the way to where the laces start. I was asleep, and I heard a big boom, and I'm like, "What was that?" And she was throwing it around. I'm like, "Oh man, hey, how y'all doing?" But yeah, she ate them, and I've never been able to find another pair.
yeah, my New York's actually came from the company, but it was like long before I started working there.
Yeah,
Back when they still had the Shaker Square store, that was like their sales store,
yeah.
and I got my pair.
What
This is
Coventry became.
yeah, yeah, basically. Um, no, I got them. They used to put all the Adidas shoes. They would either be $19.99 or $29.99 back in like the
Yeah.
mid. So, um, yeah, I think the most I ever paid for an Adidas from the company was probably my Micro Pacers, and they were only $75 because they were 180 initially. So, um,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, 80s Adidas runners and trail shoes. I'm here all for it. You know, I just
Yeah.
they're so hard to come by. What are your
I
feelings on
got
dude? Tell me what you feel about forums after you finish.
forums. I had the forum highs, the snake skin ones, the snake print ones.
Man, we had those on Coventry like when we first opened upstairs. I regret not getting them so much because I was like, God, they're 180. It's an
I
Adidas form.
had them. Remember, it was right when I got what's the name promoted to manager, and my first week at Coventry, that was the only size left. It was a
I remember
size, it was like a 9.5 or a 10, one of them. I was like, let me get them.
it had to be a
And
nine
he
and
was
a
like,
half.
oh man. But yeah, yep.
Yeah,
I think that was actually one of my first purchases, like, yeah, with the company, yeah.
yeah, man. That's a regret. I mean, I have a lot of regrets on Coventry and shit
Hmm.
I didn't buy that I should have. But for
Man,
Adidas,
you and me both.
it was probably be those. Even though Adidas just brought them back, I also regretted not getting those LeBron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, T Mac ones. But uh,
Oh yeah.
those forums with the white and gray with the snake, you know, one of them probably would have gave them to me for some love, but I just was like, I couldn't get past the 180. I'm like,
Oh
I don't even
yeah.
really like the snake, white and gray, but 180, I just can't do it. But I should have did it. So,
Man, I wish
but
I
it's cool.
wish I still had them. I wish I still had them because it's like I haven't seen any forum mids. I mean, like any forum highs. It's only mids or lows now. Or they keep,
Well,
or
my
they.
theory,
Hmm?
let me say, I feel like the forum is Adidas is Jordan 1 right now. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Where the
Well, they've
highs are
been
limited.
they've been doing the top 10 now, and it's just like the top 10 is not it.
Yeah, that's a Detroit shoe. Oh, man.
Top 10s is not it. Them white and orange ones is terrible.
Oh, man. I never thought I would hear you say that about an Adidas shoe, calling it terrible.
Hey man, hey, you know what though? I am never too proud and in too much support to say when a colorway is horrible on the shoe.
Okay.
I'll even give Nike its props when if they drop a dope colorway, like, yeah, like that colorway hard, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy the shoe.
Got you. Now, with you being the Adidas person that you are there a pair of shell toes in your closet?
As of right now, no. I did have um I did have the 424 Pro models and a pair of the shell toes in my closet, but um, I was just overly thirsty because the design was hard, and I bought them, and I got an 8.5 because I'm like, okay, like shell toes can run kind of big, and they looked extra long with that extra material on them. They ended up being too tight, so I had to get rid of them myself.
All right.
But trust and believe, if I come across some all white shell toes, I am buying them, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not even second guessing.
Yeah, because to me, the shell toe is like the Adidas equivalent to the Air Force One.
Oh, 1,000%. Either that or the Stan Smith.
See, to me, the Stan Smith is kind of like I mean, it's not high top. Well, they have high top versions. To me, if I'm putting them next to each other, the Stan Smith is like the Blazer. The shell toe is like the Air Force One. The top 10 would probably be equivalent to the Dunk. The Form is like Jordan 1. So, yeah, I mean, the Ultra Boost and the Vapor Max, they all kind of have equivalents to each other. The only place where I struggle is the running catalog, what I would compare to certain Air Maxes. Because Adidas got the deep running catalog. I mean, we just talked about it, but
Yeah.
I don't know what they got that would be on the level of an Air Max 1 or a 90 that I would put. I probably would put the ZX8000 90.
I was just about to say, I'm like, it's either a ZX8000 would probably be the equivalent to like a 90. You could probably make like the New York or Ultra Tech like a 95 or a 97. And yeah, like, you know, as far as that would go, you know, that'd be the closest thing to it.
Okay. Now I got to ask you this because I know we wind it down. What were your feelings? Because they haven't really done it, I feel like, a lot here lately. But like when I was at Hibbett in Euclid, we were getting a lot of the Adidas Young Ones and the Young 96. Did you give any of those shoes any kind of play?
I mean, the young ones, they were nice to look at, but they really didn't do it for me. The Young 96, me personally, them bitches was terrible.
Yeah. These
The
were,
Young 96 was it was an ugly looking shoe that looked worse on foot.
yeah,
Because no cap. Because just the construction of the Young 96 itself, when you put it on your feet, it made your feet look flat. It made your feet look flat. It made them look weird. The Young ones were okay.
they were a little sleeker.
Yeah, they were a little sleeker, but it was just like, you know, after that Frieza colorway, when they was doing the whole Dragon Ball Z joint, the Frieza colorway was hard. After that, I'm cool because they did, you know, the what they call them, the Gokus or the Kid Gohans, whatever they was. I'm like, that's too much orange. I'm cool. And then after that, everything else about that shoe was just meek. Like it didn't, you know, it didn't do nothing for me.
Yeah, like, because these were actual silhouettes that came out in the 90s, but they had different names.
Mm-hmm.
It was sort of like how, I forget what they call it now, how the Adidas Solution, I think they just called it the Feet You Wear 98 because it looks so much like the 700. You could tell the
Yeah.
700 was based on it, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, that's, I had to get your take on it because, I mean, we've talked, but we haven't really talked at length, especially about the shoes. So,
Oh, right. No, for sure.
you know, all right. So before we go, I got just a few more questions. So as far as your collection, um, what direction would you like to see your shoe collection go in the future?
Um, you know, like I definitely would like a lot more like limited collabs. Just out of the simple fact, you know, I'm getting to the point to where it's like I'm wearing the same couple of shoes like every day because of work. So it's like I'm not really in the store no more. So I'm not really wearing all my kicks unless I'm going out somewhere. And then with how I dress nowadays, a lot of the shoes that I have like don't really fit with what I wear. A lot of my kicks don't really fit what I wear no more. So I definitely want a lot more, you know, like Rap Simmons collabs and like, you know, human races and stuff like that. Just more timeless shoes. that I know that, you know, I would get a lot more wear out of, because a lot of my GR releases, they sit, you know, they just sitting there. Damn, that's a big ass raccoon. But yeah, no, definitely more collabs. I would like a lot more, you know, more A-Lights, you know, Yeezys. I mean, Yeezys are gonna be there. It's a Yeezy dropping every week. Like, you know, those are what they are now. But yeah, you know, it is what it is.
All right. Now, what is that holy grail shoe? Whether it's an Adidas, what's
Ooh,
that what you haven't been able to put your hands on? You came close, but you know that you need
this
like
this this may come to a surprise, but it's actually a New Balance.
okay.
It is the Jack the Butcher New Balance 992s, the nautical joints.
Ah, I,
That is a grail. That is a grail for me. Like, that's a shoe. We're just like, bro, what I got to do to get my hands on those?
yeah, no, those are yeah, those and Burn Rubber did a couple of pairs of that shoe in the MT 580 that were also
Mm-hmm.
really good. Okay, okay. Now, if you had to, what's the one Adidas that's eluded you that you just haven't been able to touch that you won? I have several Adidas, but
Oh, I have quite a few. I have quite a few. Well, I haven't been able to get my hands on another pair of Arsham New Yorks. So I've been looking. I've been looking. It's been about 6 years. So I've been looking at it. Um, uh, a pair of the white Raf Simmons Oswego bunnies,
ooh, okay.
the white ones. Now I need those. I need those. If anybody got them in the size 9.5, please let me know.
Yeah.
Please let me know. And then the one, oh, what is my number one Adidas that has eluded me, slipped through my fingers? It's gotta be those mastodons.
Yeah,
That's the number one. It's gotta be those mastodons. I need the gray ones.
yeah, me too. That's the one Steve had on. I'm like, damn, he just came. He had to drop something off to me at the store. I forget what it was, but he had them on,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was like, I never forgot that shit. I'm like,
Yep.
he cracked
Yep.
me up with those. He was surprised I even knew what they were. But you know what I mean? It's like, I
Mm-hmm.
thought you was just a Nike and Jordan guy. And I'm like, nah, man. So yeah. Oh man, good time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, man. The mastodons, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you one shoe that the company put out that was a collab they did a long time ago that I never got to put my hands on, and the owner was gonna offer them to me at cost one time, but I had forgot about it. They used to have these dress boots that was a collab with Mark McNary, and they had ducks all.
Yes. Yes. Bro. Oh,
I
I
didn't know.
remember
I don't even know what I was.
it had the Brogan. It had the Brogan on the side with the wingtip. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. If I come across a pair, if I ever find a pair, I will let you know.
yeah. Because I asked him. This was a little bit before I left. I'm like, do you still have? He was like, you remember those? I'm like, yeah, I remember those. They came out like in
The
14.
Mark McNary joints.
Yeah,
Yep.
ew, yeah. I don't even know what I would do with those. I just want to have
Yeah.
them.
It's that, but you know what? That's how I am. That's how I am with like the mastodons. I
uh,
don't know how I will wear them because they so big, they so chunky. I just want them.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I've worn the Turbo Weapon, Ricks.
Mm.
They're heavy as fuck. So I could only
Oh, I
imagine.
don't doubt it.
I can only imagine how the mastodons feel on foot. Like,
But be like ankle weights.
oh man, yeah, the Chuck 70s aren't that bad, but them turbo weapons are heavy. Like,
Oh,
you know.
man.
So, oh man. Okay. So, what is on your radar next as far as new releases? I mean, do you jump on the Confirmed app at all, or what you know? I can't hear you.
I don't know what happened there. My bad.
Okay.
But very, very seldomly do I jump on the Confirmed app.
Okay.
Um,
Never won nothing on there.
but let's see. One shoe that's on my radar right now. Uh, um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Um, probably the next release of the New Balance 2002s.
Okay. Okay.
I really do want a pair of those. Like, and they sell out so fast because it's such a sought after silhouette now. It's like I'm never able to get my hands on my size. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a shoe that's definitely on my radar right now.
Are you ever gonna clothes?
Huh?
Are you ever gonna come out with your own clothes?
I don't know, man. It's a good question.
I
I
think you.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day. We'll see. We'll see. I still got a lot of time left.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Cause see, with you being a part of the company, it's people that could make that happen. I mean, I've seen them do it for other people. So
Yeah, no, facts, 100%. But it's just like I've never been one of the like the graphic tees type of thing. Like I ain't, I've never been that type of dude. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a graphic tee in all these years.
um, graphic tee wise, that Metallica T-shirt. When me and you both had the Metallica tees on that day,
That might have been the only time. You are right. I forgot about that.
and I think I wore a BBC T-shirt once.
I don't remember that, but I'm sure.
No, I was working at Akron then. That
Oh,
was before I came to Coventry. But yeah, I think I wore a BBC tee once.
dope
But
boy.
yeah, other than that, I've never been like a huge like graphic tee person. Like the graphic had to be crazy for me to wear it.
Yeah, well, that's all I really do. Me.
Yeah, no, facts. It's but the thing about you though, you got the kicks to match it with.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
too. I mean, I think of that Metallica. You had on some Vans in that one. I think.
Yeah, yep. I
Yeah.
had on the prison issue joints if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, they need to hurry up and re-release them again. I need a white pair. Them
Yeah.
prison issues is hard.
See, now I'm gonna say this. Even before I started working, for Nike and Converse, with it being warmer down here, I was planning on making Chucks and Vans more part of my arsenal, I should say, because I don't
Yeah.
really, I didn't really wear them that much. I still don't really wear my Vans enough, so I'm gonna really try to work those in. But okay. Well, before we go, do you have any questions for me?
Um, man, just
I know we know each other for real in real life, so if you don't, it's fine. But
right. It's just like, man, what's I want to know like what always wondered like what's the one Adidas outside of the Mastodon? What's the one like Adidas shoe where you was really really just thinking like, damn man, I really wish I would have got those that day, but I didn't.
oh, it's a couple. I always regret not getting the white NMD. The first color, the white with the blue.
Oh yeah.
So I always regret not getting those. I mean, they brought out the black ones twice, so I got them the second time. When we were working
Mm.
together at the store. Um, there are a couple of Matumbos I wish I would have got back when they were out, like 2013. I got the OG color of one, but fortunately, those don't really resell for nothing. I can get pairs of them for under $100. So,
Right.
a couple of those, but those Python forms are definitely a big time regret. You know, one shoe I used to really like, and they blew up when I was at Tower City, was the ZX Flux. They didn't really age.
Oh, the ZX Flux had the craziest colorways. I actually got a pair of them. They
Yeah.
purple, yellow, and red.
Ooh, yeah, it'll sound crazy. Cause see, a lot of people get it misconstrued. Yeah, Kanye has a big deal to do with Adidas being hot, especially 2015 and 16. But
Oh yeah, no,
Boost,
facts.
yeah, Boost was around before that. And even though the ZX Flux didn't have Boost, that's really where the hype started for Adidas running shoes,
Mm-hmm.
2013, 14. Because we had pairs. One was made like an ocean, and one was multicolor. And I put
Yep.
the store at Tower City because they sold them all online. So I would have liked to have gotten a pair of ZX Fluxes, one of those first two colors. We had a white and green ZX 710 that blew up after Kanye wore it after he left Nike that I was liking beforehand because they made them vintage on purpose. And I've never owned a pair of white, blue, and red top 10s. I'm kind of ashamed to say that. But
Hey man, I've never owned a pair of top tens.
yeah, like
I do not like top tens.
so yeah, I mean it's probably more I really liked the Superstar 80s when they were making
Mm-hmm.
those. You know, I got a few pairs of those. The quick strike,
Right.
but it's a couple. There's probably some more I can't think of. I'm always trying to find some Run DMC Adidas, the original ones I can find now.
Oh yeah.
No.
So
No,
yeah,
get up here.
but I really appreciate
No.
So man, I appreciate you having me. I'm always down to talk sneakers, man.
yeah. So um, you know, thanks again. I'm glad to see you're still doing your thing and you where you should be in the company. You know, so I'm
Sure.
really happy for that. You're one of the few people in the town with actual styles. Not many out there.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, before we go, one last question. What's the thing you miss the most about our store?
Man, just like really just the vibe. Like, like Coventry, it wasn't just like a workplace, That was that was a spot. Like that was our place.
Mm.
Like yeah, man. Coventry, it was just a different type of person to work on Coventry. Couldn't nobody come like down to Coventry and just make it. It didn't matter where you came from. It didn't matter if you was at exhibition, you worked at Beechwood, like you could have been a top salesperson at one of them spots, but you come down to Coventry, like,
Whole different.
people would be like, yo, like who is this? Like I don't like his vibe. Like he cool. No.
Yeah, that was
But
a whole different
but
grind.
yeah, and it was just like, it was a vibe like on a day that was slow. We turned the music up, go chill on the bench in front of the store, talk to people that was passing by. And like I said in the beginning, a 5-minute conversation turned into a $200-$300 sale. And it
Yeah,
was just like, that's just a thing that you can only do on Coventry. You can't really do that nowhere else.
nah.
So yeah. I got the old Coventry sign in my room. Remember the little one that they gave us and we had it hanging up?
Yeah,
Yeah, the day that it closed, me and like, all the people that was working there at the time and Robert that owned Passport to Peru, like they all signed it. Like
man.
the day before we closed, everybody signed it. And I
Hey,
took it and I hung it up in my room.
send me a picture of that when you can.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Because yeah, I mean that even though I've ran stores before and since, Coventry will always be special. That was just a different kind of grind, and it really showed me how to truly manage a store with nothing easy. Like Tower City was easy to run. You know, Northfield was easy to run because the customers were always there. I had people like Zach and Christian and Juan. You know, Coventry, like if you and Derek would have been there the whole time, it would have been a whole different experience. But y'all were there, you know, at the end, you know, at least my time there. But yeah, good times, man. But
yeah, man, Coventry, you had to make it out the mud, but
yeah,
it was
that was
home though.
yeah, that was really
It was,
getting out the mud for sure.
yeah, but it was home at the end of the day. You know, that was, that was one place where you look forward to coming into work because it was just like, all right, like it's gonna be some shenanigans, but it's gonna be fun though.
I just remember it'd be like 3 or 4 o'clock. I'm like, man, I don't have nothing in. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Yep, we have to fuck around, call Mario, like, hey.
Yeah, or just I remember one time. This is gonna sound silly, but I used to always play French Montana. Ain't worried about nothing. And after I would play that song, shit would work out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, shit, I ain't gonna worry about it. If I had to call him,
yeah, like 6, 7 people will walk in and everybody will buy something. And it's like,
yeah,
all right, bet.
George, we got these tips. Yeah, we got them. Fuck around, and make $1,000 in 2 hours. Be like, woo.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
But that was the magic of Coventry, though.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Coventry is definitely a different place. It's just a different breed. Like,
yeah, man. Got me about to shed a tear here. Well, look, man, I'm gonna definitely be in touch. You know, thank you again for being a part. Thank you for all the help, you know what I'm saying, that you gave me at Coventry. I'd have never made it that last year without you. You know what I mean? So
hey man, I wouldn't have never made it as part of the company without you.
Listen, I'm glad you're doing your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen. You know, let me know what's hot, man. You gotta keep me young. You know, I'm getting old. So
hey man, I appreciate it, man. You know that you trust me with doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
I need.
No, I got you though, man. But I'm gonna be on the lookout for the Mark McNary's for you though, for sure.
Yeah, man. Let me know about that, man. But I'll be in touch. I'll check it in on you.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Take care of yourself.
All right, man.
Peace.
Yes, sir.